Welcome to the Elite Life Podcast with your hosts, Trisha and Kylee. Here, we guide you on a journey of personal and professional transformation, revealing the secrets to success. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, join us as we unlock the doors to the elite world of growth, grit, and grace. So, let's dive in.
Welcome, friends, to another episode of the Elite Life Podcast. I am Trish, and here with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Kylee.
Hey, that's me. And today we're diving into a topic that is on so many entrepreneurs' minds: how to build a recession-proof business. So whether the economy is booming or facing a downturn, you want your business to thrive no matter what. So we're just going to dive right in because these things are essential.
Yeah, I mean, recessions can be tough, but if you have the right strategies in place, your business can not only survive, but thrive. So let's start with our first tip, which is diversifying your revenue streams.
Absolutely. That's a great place to start. So when you have multiple sources of income, your business is less vulnerable to economic fluctuations. And for example, in real estate, we were just talking about this yesterday at our team talk. We got together. We did our second half planning, and we were talking about diversifying our lead sources. So Andy was talking about if you get most of your leads from floor time, maybe think of another way, maybe add in Facebook, maybe add in door knocking. So that's a real estate one. But if you are in a different business, you want to sit back and say, okay, if I'm getting most of my clients from referrals, how do I find a different source of lead generation or income in order to make sure this works? And I know a lot of people right now, they are actually investing in real estate. And so they're creating passive streams of income in addition to diversifying what's going on in their business. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can make so sidebar, that's not in here. I had a client reach out, and they were like, oh, meet us for this listing appointment. I'm like, okay. I was doing the homework last night. I sold them this house in 2020, so 4 years ago. And I ran the comps, and I sent it over to Andy, and I was like, what do you think about this value? And he's like, yeah, this or this. And I'm like, well, regardless, either way, they're gonna make $100,000 for living in a 3-bedroom brick ranch with no basement in Livonia for 4 years. $100,000. I got it for him for $240, and it's comping at $340 now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's stupid right now. So that is one way you can diversify your income. But like, for example, if you have, like a retail store, maybe all of your clients or your customers so far have just been walking by. Maybe you want to add an online option and start pushing that out on social media, or maybe you want to offer like a subscription service. I know there's a lot of retail marketers right now that are saying, okay, well, I'm selling XYZ, and if I can, bundle these things and offer a subscription, that way, every month I'm getting $100 from every person, and I'm giving them, $75 or $100 worth of, product or services or whatever. So that's a really great way. So start exploring the different options that in your specific business you can find more clients, get more business, and just kind of diversify that income stream.
Yeah, it's like having a safety net. So if one part of your business is struggling, the other part can go ahead and pick up that slack. And don't just stop at one or two streams. Like, think about other partnerships you can make with people, different collaborations, licensing opportunities. Yeah. But they can provide a steady stream of income and spread out your risk across multiple channels. Apparently I can't talk today. I don't know what's
you're done. I'm shutting you down. So, like, for example, Ryan and Phil, my husband and his partner, they have a home maintenance business, and Phil is getting ready to start studying for the builder's license. So that is going to open up more opportunities for them outside of just like painting drywall, installing drywall, like doing those normal maintenance things. So definitely think about different ways that you can not just expand your income, but also level up your business. So I know there's a lot of different ways out there. You can get different certifications, like Trisha said, licensing, things like that. Just do your research, get on the internet, figure it out, talk to people who are also in the same industry as you, who maybe be a little bit further along on their journey, and see how they are doing it as well.
Yeah, I feel like in 2024, coaching is a really big, easy one to do if you're far along in your journey. Like if I'm a great realtor, I can coach other realtors. If I'm a great, I mean, Erica Kruppen does it with her waste removal, right?
Yeah.
She coaches other people who want to just get started in that space. Let's talk about the next one, which is just maintaining a healthy cash flow. So cash flow is the lifeblood of any business, and during a recession, it's crucial to keep a close eye on your cash flow. Make sure you have enough reserves to cover your expenses for several months, and this might mean cutting some non-essential costs, like negotiating better terms on suppliers, or just finding different ways to increase your revenue through strategic pricing or promotions, or even like look at if you have some flat fees that you've always charged. Like one example in the real estate industry is nearly every single real estate brokerage charges an administrative fee. And like we had the same administrative fee since we opened day one. And here we are, 15 years later. And Andy's like, what if we just raised it by $100? Like inflation over these 15 years has been way more than that. All the other companies are charging way more than we charge.
There's some that charge over $1,000.
Yeah. And so we raised it just $100, but that $100 over 500 deals really adds up.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. And let's not forget about financial planning. Solid financial planning. Regularly, this is Trisha's favorite, audit. Mm-hmm. Regularly review and update your financial plan. That can really help you spot potential issues before they become critical crises. You want to, you can get into like forecasting tools, but definitely start tracking. And this is one thing that we've been preaching to entrepreneurs since we came on the air. You want to audit and you want to track. So if you don't know, like Andy was saying yesterday, if you don't know last year's numbers, how can you gauge if you are doing better this year than you were last year? And how can you find those points where you need to pivot and level up if you don't have those numbers? So make sure that you're sitting down regularly and number one, consuming information and learning on how to financially plan for your specific business or your entrepreneurial plans. And number two, making sure that you have the tools to track. You're not just like writing it on like a scrap of receipt paper. Having a spreadsheet or having some kind of software to help you track all of these things will make a big difference. And like I just said, you'll be able to catch things before they become like giant holes in your wallet.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are great points. And let's move on to being flexible and adaptable. This is really important. This is a spot where I feel like Elite Realty has really shined on being flexible and adaptable. When we went through COVID-19, we made sure that we pivoted and were able to thrive through the pandemic, where some real estate brokerages shut down.
They just shut down.
So this might mean like adjusting your business model, exploring new markets, finding innovative ways to serve your customers. Also during COVID, a lot of restaurants shifted to takeout or delivery services, or offering like meal kits at home to prepare the food. So think about, if things change, which I think that's why we're really good at it, because the real estate industry is always changing.
Oh, literally always.
So me and Andy got used to it early on before we were even business owners that like, you know, all of a sudden there's a foreclosure boom or a short sale boom or a this or a that. And instead of trying to like fight against what's happening, we're like, okay, everything's figure outable. How can we shift, pivot, move, change to make this work out for us? That might look like in the real estate industry, we got a bunch of investors overseas. We connected with this guy in Australia and we're like, introduce us to your people. Let's get them investing in the US. You can make all of this money doing this and turning around that. And it was hard and it was a grind because we had to be up at night on Skype because that's when they were awake. And then we had to be up during the day because that's when
Business
the US
happens.
is awake. But we were able to not have the setbacks or the closures like other companies did during those times. So it's really important to not just stay stuck in like, this is the way that we do it. Understand that the way that you did it today worked today, but that might not work tomorrow or the next day. What got you here, that's a great quote I like. What and who got you here won't necessarily be what and who gets you to the next level.
Absolutely. And another aspect of adaptability is continuing to innovate your products and services. So listen to your customers, keep an eye on the industry trends, like Trisha just said. What new needs are emerging, right? Like Trisha just said, you know, in Metro Detroit, we're seeing a huge resurgence of commercialism. People are coming back to the city. People need housing. So we're seeing a lot of people from out of state and overseas want to capitalize on the fact that, because I will tell you, like, the real estate market in Michigan right now is amazing because you're still able to get a really good bang for your buck. So, for example, people who are buying a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom bungalow with a basement and a garage in Detroit, they're, you know, it might need some updates. They're paying anywhere between 50 and like 150 grand, right? You want to get that same house in Colorado or California, you are paying triple, double, 10x that. Okay. So being able to take a look at, like Trisha just explained, take a look at what you're providing and figuring out how you can kind of pull something else out of that. Reach out to a different niche and say, how can I improve or change or modify what I'm doing right now to reach a different audience? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Okay. And like, speaking of your customers, like, let's talk about strengthening your customer relationships. Like, loyal customers are more likely to stick with you during those tough times. So make sure you're providing excellent customer service and showing your customers that you value them and that you're listening to them. Make sure you're personalizing your interactions and asking for feedback and showing appreciation through loyalty programs or special offers, or like we do closing gifts and follow-up gifts and holiday gifts. And
we also do like events too, right?
Yeah,
like we've got the
events.
Decades Dance coming up, and it's just like literally just a super fun situation where we're inviting all of our past and current clients and people from the community to come and meet us, get in front of us, learn that we actually are real people with families and we're just like them rather than just like greasy salesmen.
No, and you know, we're providing food, we're doing photography, we have raffles and free prizes. So yeah, it's just a time for people to come on out and we show them a good time. They get a night out away from the kids, right?
Absolutely.
And you get to dress up, which is always
get to dress up, which is fun. So you want to make sure that with your customers, you can make like a huge difference. So another effective strategy is to engage with them on social media and other digital platforms. You can create a community around your brand by, you know, sharing valuable content, responding to comments, hosting virtual events. So the more connected, like Trisha just said, the more connected your client base feels to you, the more likely they are to support you. And that's one thing you can do that's super easy. Is create a Facebook group. Create a Facebook group, provide support. So like if you are selling, I don't know, pick something. If you're selling pants, you can create You can create, if I'm going off the top here, so you can create a Facebook group where you share different styles of pants. Maybe this style of pants is best for this body fit, and this one is best for that body fit, and videos how to put the pants on or how to modify them or what to wear them with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go beyond your normal sales situation to provide more support for your client base that brings them together, makes them feel valued, makes them feel loved, and also shows them that you're the expert at that. And so they're going to know, like, and trust you, and obviously continue to be loyal to you.
Yeah. And I think, it doesn't even necessarily have to be what your profession is in either. Like, I have a Facebook group and it's for women in fitness. Only women are allowed in the group. We all share like our fitness goals, our recipes, our progress pictures. And there's almost 2,000 women in that group, and it's just a safe space for women to get together and say, hey, what's your favorite leggings? What's your favorite running shoe? Like the other day, one of the girls, Maggie, posted that she's having so much pain in her feet and she's already had surgeries and this and this and this. And I was like, I know this is going to sound crazy because you've already went through all of those ways, but have you ever tried Vionic shoes? And then I like screenshotted for her because I've been buying the same brand of shoes since 2018 and I have like literally 40 different kinds of pairs, but I had plantar fasciitis so bad from doing Orange Theory and nothing worked. Braces, shots of my feet, all these things. And then I started wearing these shoes, that has nothing to do with real estate whatsoever. Zero. But I interact every single day in there, and it's a way for people to, like you said, get to know me, know, like, and trust me. See, I'm just like them. I'm going through the same struggle. Some days I don't want to work out. Some days I feel fat in my clothes. Some days I use running for therapy because I'm going through chaos and I want to break somebody's face, and instead I go in rage room with my agents, So I love that you brought up building groups because it does build strong relationships with people in the world, and then they end up engaging with you as customers or clients as well.
Absolutely. So speaking of that, let's not forget like your team. So if you're in a business where you have employees or people that you partner with during a recession, it is essential to make sure that they're motivated, make sure that they're engaged, keep communication open, provide support, make sure that they feel valued. Like at Elite Realty, we're constantly offering training and development opportunities, because a well-trained team is going to continue to perform. And when we feel like when we're all in the thick of it together and we feel like we're all in the trenches together, it's just that much more easy to keep going through the tough times,
Yeah, our team is everything. And the other thing your team does is your team can build your team. Like so many times our agents are bringing in other agents. Our agents are bringing in, their family wanted to be a realtor, their friend wanted to be a realtor, this person on Facebook, or they did a deal with somebody and that person wasn't well trained or wasn't well supported. And so they said, you should come be a part of Elite Realty. So your team is definitely like the lifeblood of your company. I always tell people when they come in, like, you're not going to see my face on a billboard because Elite Realty isn't about me. I'm looking to build and strengthen my team, and my team and I build and strengthen the community. And that's our mission statement, is to build and strengthen elite realtors who serve and strengthen the community. So for us, the team is everything for us, for sure.
Yeah. And providing your team with the right tools is the next thing we're going to talk about. So technology and software can be a game changer. I mean, I have seen so many CRMs through my career between, being a paralegal, being a property manager, now being a real estate agent, having systems for inventory management, customer relationships, financial tracking, that can provide you with the data that you need in order to, like we just talked about, see where you're at and make sure that you are getting where you want to go. Don't be afraid to pivot and explore new technology as it comes out, because things are constantly evolving. Like, the technology world is like that, man, and it's over with and it's done and it's gone. But when you have a good system, make sure that you are, like, if you've invested in your system, like we have Follow Up Boss at our office, we have Brokerment at our office, we have training for everybody. We have training where you can come in and figure out how to max out on all the different ways you can use that software. So when you find a software or you find a technology that works really well for your company, you think it's going to be amazing, make sure too that your team is on board. Make sure that they feel comfortable and they know how to use it in the proper way. That way, again, you're working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, no, for sure. And with the technology piece, that can also help you grow. Like because we have engaged with the technology that we have, we're able to have agents like Rebecca and Kevin who are in the thumb of Michigan, even though we're in the Metro Detroit area. They don't ever have to step foot in our office, but they can still feel like a well-supported member of our team because they're able to work paperless and because we have the capability to do online closings and wire commission checks and upload documents to Brokerment. And I love what you said too about being okay with changing your technology, because as a company,
it can seem very daunting.
It does. But it's also necessary. Like the first CRM we had, it couldn't do what the current CRM can do. And so we have changed our CRM probably 5 times as a company as a whole, like every 5 years probably is how often we've changed it. And actually probably every 3 years we've changed our CRM just because new technology comes out. So now it can record calls. Now it can record text messages. Now it can automatically send out emails to our clients. Now it can automatically send out video messages. So don't be afraid to change it. But also in the same caveat, if the new one sucks, don't be afraid to go back. Like we got the new MLS system. We don't love it. We want to go back to what we had before because it was better. So it's okay to go, well, we gave it the good old American try and it didn't work out. Let's go back to what we know works well, right?
Yeah. And just skipping down, because we talked about a lot of this already, we are going to talk about support. So consider seeking out programs, grants, and loans that are designed to help your business during economic downturns. So these resources can provide the much needed financial relief and help you get your businesses running smoothly. Like I remember during COVID, there was a lot of loans and grants depending on what your business was, the size of your business, whether you had 5 employees or 500 employees, because obviously everybody was hurting during that really, really weird space of time that we had to live in. And being able to seek that out, like I remember you telling me about like all the small business grants and like women-owned grants. And there's literally grants and loans and programs out there for every business, for every walk of life, regardless of what you're doing. So do your research, because especially if you're starting a business and you're in your first couple years, having that extra financial support, especially if it's a grant that you don't have to pay back, and that will buy you your brick and mortar business that you need. That will get you the first 5 shipments of the product that you're selling, or it will pay for the first year of the CRM that you really want to get into. That's $5,000 a year. Like there's plenty of opportunities out there for you to research and sign up for and get approved for these financial supports.
Yeah, check out the SBA. The SBA gives out those loans, and it's those interest rates are like 2 and 3% as opposed to a credit card. Like Elite Realty is credit card debt free 100% because credit cards carry like 40% interest rate and it just digs you into a hole.
Yeah, great point. So to recap really quick, we're going to diversify your income, your revenue streams. We're going to maintain healthy cash flow, be flexible and adaptable, strengthen our customer relationships, support our team, invest in technology, stay informed, build strong relationships with your suppliers and your team, and we're going to seek out support resources. Did I miss anything?
That's perfect. And we
love
thank you all so much for joining us on the Elite Life podcast. We know you have a lot of options out there for what to listen to and what to love, and we appreciate that you spend your time with us.
Absolutely. So before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to come back next week because we drop fresh content every single Thursday. So come back next Thursday.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us today on the Elite Life Podcast with Trish and Kylee. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend so we can keep delivering you more fantastic insights on grit, grace, and growth. Stay connected with us on Instagram and Facebook, where we'll keep the ideas flowing to help you build a life you love and leave a legacy you can be proud of. Until next time.